price, fee, whatever you call it, we're cutting it. It's the 10-cent summer sale. That's flat 10-cent lines for winner, spread, and over-under pregame bets. Same bets, better odds. This August, only on Hard Rock Bet.
Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Valid for moneyline, spread and over, under pregame markets with odds between -250 and +250 only. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about your gambling? Call or text 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
Get hit by the man in the back, Tommy Mack.
I'm bringing you straight to the gridiron to show you what it's like to put on the Jags helmet and pads.
Fridays on Jaguars Today. Unlocked by Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors on 1010XL.
When your home or business deserves more than ordinary glass, you trust the experts. Capital Glass and Shower Doors has been elevating spaces for over 40 years with precision, craftsmanship, and clean, modern design. From sleek frameless shower enclosures to elegant glass railings, wine cabinets, and any custom glass that makes a statement, Capital Glass delivers unmatched quality, service, and attention to detail. Your vision, their expertise. Capital Glass and Shower Doors at capcoglass.com.
Home of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
What if the next roof you put on your home was the last one? Not another replacement in 15 or 20 years, the last roof. Metlock Roofing is Florida's only manufacturer and installer of this exclusive roofing system. Engineered for strength, built for Florida weather, backed by a lifetime warranty. Imagine never needing another roof. Call 938-9933 or visit metlockroofing.com. Get your last roof today with Metlock. License number CCC 1335581.
I'm Kelly, owner of DexaFit Jacksonville. Do you really know your numbers? Body fat, muscle mass, visceral fat, and bone density? At DexaFit Jacksonville, we use the DEXA scan, the gold standard for precise body composition. We also measure VO2 max and resting metabolic rate. No guessing, just clinical, science-backed data giving you a complete picture of how your body performs and burns fuel. HSA and FSA accepted. Book today at jacksonville.dexafit.com.
I'm Alan Tyre with Trustline Mortgage. My business partners Bill Pappas and Kim Rimley want to thank all of our clients, CPAs, attorneys, bankers, and real estate agents who refer us business every day. If you're ready to purchase, build, or refinance your home, call Trustline Mortgage, your hometown mortgage source since 1989. Call us today at 904-381-LOAN, trustlinemortgage.com. Trust your instincts and follow the line to Trustline Mortgage.
Trustline Mortgage, NMLS, 331480. Alan Tyre, NMLS, 246490. Bill Pappas, NMLS, 218443. Ken Remley, NMLS, 246445.
I'm Jared Justice with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Local Sports Update. The Jags' second day of padded practice seemed to favor the secondary as Antonio Johnson, Eric Murray, and Jarian Jones all had interceptions. Travis Hunter had 17 snaps, 10 on defense and 7 on offense in 11-on-11 work today, according to ESPN's Mike DeRocco. Jags training camp is off tomorrow, but check out the 1010XL Jags YouTube page for exclusive training camp reactions, interviews, and more. It's 85 degrees at 6 o'clock. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Let's go into the night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Terrible, putrid, unhealthy, horrible, pathetic, dreadful, rotten. And as the great Al Shervick once said, tell the cook, this is low-grade dog food. Not the chef, but the cook. Yeah, those are all words that we can use here on terrestrial radio to talk about the Jaguars offense this morning at the Miller Electric Center. Just awful. I mean, get it out of your freaking system now. And there was no juice. There was no spark. And most importantly, there was no production. And outside of maybe Bayshell Tootin, who popped a couple of runs, I thought today was the best practice that we had seen. with Amir Abdullah. It was a Veterans Day off for Chris Rodriguez today, so he was not on the field. And you know what? I'll pinpoint both rookie wide receivers. C.J. Williams, probably the catch of the day, as they worked a lot of red zone this morning. They worked a lot of red zone. They worked some short yardage situations, and it was just a performance today by the defense that was very imposing. And remember, this comes on the heels of what happened yesterday, where basically outside of Anton Harrison on Monday, you go back to the one-on-one drills in the ditch, defensive line, dominant. Well, that's a good thing, perhaps. The defense getting better. They certainly improved a year ago. They shaved nearly a touchdown overall off of their scoring defense in just one season. We know they were number one against the run, and they also went from 9 to 31 takeaways in the very first season with Anthony Campanelli. A good day for the defense. That included 3 interceptions. We'll get there, but it was not for the offense. And you know what? Parker Washington's human. He had a drop today. It has to be the first one in camp, but that did take place. All right, we got a lot to do. It's going to be a packed program over the next couple of hours. You're going to hear from Brenton Strange coming up in about 15 minutes. You're going to hear from Ryan O'Halloran at 6:36. I got a few other things Jaguars related that will absolutely involve you, the Jaguars fans. We're going to get there momentarily, and maybe even a couple of other things if time allows itself tonight, because I've got an awful lot that I do want to get into. All right, a couple of things early. Number one, I'm starting to believe the hype with Branson Combs. And it's hard not to, because this young man makes plays day after day after day. And even though he was talked about during the offseason, he's been talked about in camp, admittedly, I've kind of played the role of, yeah, okay, but he's just the guy. Second year, undrafted, rookie free agent out of Wake Forest. This man is very athletic. 6'3", 228. He flies all over the field. He had 2 pass breakups today. One was in a goal line situation on a ball that was thrown to DJ Dallas, and great recovery speed by Combs, able to get a paw on it and knock it down. Another one, he turned and he ran with Parker Washington. And I'm guessing he ran 25, 30 yards. And he had a pass. I mean, that's a mismatch any day of the week, right? And yeah, I mean, if you got Parker Washington lining up against a linebacker like that and not a safety or not a nickel, you're going to take that 8 days a week. Well, Combs was on him this morning, and again, he was able to turn the hips and run and run and run. So this has been really something I did not expect. If I was to list, maybe 5 things that I didn't expect now that 6 practices are under their belt, and today was day 2 where they did it with pads on, I would have to say Branson Combs is probably at the top of my list. And I've said quite often, during the offseason and even early on in camp, and that was certainly before the pads are on, to me, Ventrell Miller looked very good. It looked like he was playing downhill against the run. I mean, honestly, like on a slope where he knows where the ball's going. He knows where, and Jacksonville, for the most part, has been far more rush than pass. Statistically speaking, I don't chart whatever. I just don't. I guess Ryan O'Halloran does coming up here in just a little bit. But it's been more rush than pass. And Liam Cohen even said that it was 3-1 at one point when Cohen joined us. He does so, 3 times a week? I can't remember exactly when this is. Again, once you get deep into the camp, some of this does become almost like a mirage. As a matter of fact, I had this dream last night. I'm kidding. I'm not going to go down the road of dreams. I'm not going to do that for you. Okay. But sometimes pinpointing exactly when something was said during training camp, they just all kind of become continuous, if that makes any sense. I'm not complaining. I love it. You're not going to find anyone who loves camp more than I do. I love camp more than the actual games. But Ventrell Miller, downhill play, knowing where the ball carrier is going. There's a lot of people who cover this team full time. Not a lot of people, but some who believe if there was a game Sunday and it meant something, brother, it would be Branson Combs as your starter right next to Foye Oluokun. Now, I want to remind you, the best battle in training camp 1 year ago was whom? Devin Lloyd, Ventrell Miller. They were neck and neck the entire way through. They went with the veteran. Obviously, it was an outstanding move. As we know, Devin Lloyd had a career year. No question about it. Got paid. He's now off in Carolina. We'll see him here in a couple of weeks when Carolina comes in to practice. But I'm a believer of what I've been seeing. So let's document that. And, I made a big deal, I think it was yesterday, that, or it might even have been Sunday, where I said one difference to me about this football team from a year ago. And remember the trait in their first ever draft, okay? What was it all about? It was about speed. And some of that we didn't get an opportunity to see because of injuries. I mean, only 7 games with Hunter, nothing with Caleb Ransaw. And that is something that has really stuck out to me so far in camp this year. This is a faster football team than it was a year ago. Now, Caleb Ransaw is early on being remembered for getting bowled over yesterday during 11-on-11 work by Chris Rodriguez Jr. Covered a lot of ground today. He really did. I mean, he's got a lot to learn, no doubt. But, in coverage, this man has athleticism. He does have the skills, to be a factor in the NFL. Is he going to come overnight? I would say no. My guess is it's going to be Eric Murray, next to Antonio Johnson. Both Murray and Johnson, for what it's worth today, had picks. All right. The Antonio Johnson pick did come from Trevor Lawrence. If this was a game, he never would have thrown the ball because he would have been sacked by Trayvon Walker, who did blow right by Walker Little. Hey, for what it's worth, I thought Little and I thought Wyatt Milam better today in one-on-ones than certainly we saw on Monday. So that's encouraging, okay, particularly for Milam. And we'll get to the offensive line coming up here in just a little bit. Murray had actually, scratch that. Murray did have the pick. Yes, it was Combs had 2 pass breakups. Jarian Jones had a pass breakup. You had an interception by Johnson on Lawrence, and then Murray and Jones also had interceptions today from Nick Mullins, who Nick's just not having a good camp. He's not. And I think some of that is because this defense really is a takeaway machine. Again, getting 31 a year ago, 22 interceptions a year ago, and they're creating havoc. But right now, the backup quarterback position in Jacksonville, pretty interesting. Hopefully that's not even a subject. Hopefully that's not even an issue if, in fact, you can keep number 16 healthy. Okay. Anton Harrison, practice number 4, left tackle. Absolutely, far and away, he's been your best offensive lineman. It's not even close, okay? He has been the guy. Now, he got kind of tangled up today, went down, was limping a little bit, and I'm not going to make a big deal about this, but my goodness, man, you've got to keep this guy healthy. We understand just how brutal it is at the line of scrimmage for both offensive and defensive players. And look at Cole Van Lannon, what he was forced to do a year ago after beginning as the, third tackle. The guy ended up getting starts at left tackle, left guard, right tackle. And again, I'm not throwing this out there as, you need to really be concerned about it. But, we talked about it, what was it, last week with Caleb Ransaw went down. Then Ventrell Miller went down. Jack Kaiser goes down. He's still out. Guys are going to go down. They're going down all throughout the league. And this is about survival. But my goodness, I would hate this right now for Anton Harrison. I think the move is about to happen. Even though we were told last Thursday it was nothing more than just some versatility on that offensive line. You heard the comments that were made yesterday by Liam Cohen talking about sticking. And if it sticks at left tackle, so be it. So I want to have a little bit of fun today. And I tell you what, this would be a brutal bet. Think about it. What's your starting offensive line against Cleveland? Right now, my opinion, this is what I'd do. Harrison left tackle, Ezra left guard, Hainsey your center, Walker Little your right guard. That's right. Walker Little. I actually think he plays that position well. Makari didn't work again today. You're going to have growing pains for Wyatt Milam. Okay, he's the future. There's no question about it. He is absolutely the future, and I would think at some point he is going to be tied into this offensive line, and I think it'll probably happen this year. It's also going to happen, as we know, on that offensive line for Emmanuel Pregnon. But I'm talking about week 1 against Cleveland, September 13th. Right now, Walker Little, in my opinion, right now is your best right guard. Right tackle, Cole Van Lannon. Harrison, Cleveland, Hainsey, Little, Van Lannon. All right? You want to jump in on that? A couple of ways you can do so. 641-1010, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. Also on YouTube tonight. You can go there at 1010XL into the night. And again, it doesn't matter ever what I say. It only matters what you hear. Let me bring it to you one more time, okay? For those of you listening way out in the back. This is opening day, the offensive line. This is the Cleveland Browns, okay? I'm not talking about deep into the schedule. I'm talking about week 1. That's my 5. Harrison, Cleveland, Hainsey, Little, Van Lannon. You want to jump in on that? We'd love to hear from you. All right, we got a lot to do. My goodness, man. I can't believe it's already time for the first break. You've got to be kidding me. I have so much damn fun here. You know, I love our sponsors. I love them all. But when the excitement is this thick, I really believe I could do 2 hours of nonstop talk. Just allow me every once in a while to go to my water or to go to a Diet Coke, because there is so much material. There are so many things to talk about right now with this football team. And, you know, as I have said many times, and I'm going to say it again, this is day, 4 of August. Think about where this football team was last year at this time. Just give yourself 15, 20 seconds of that thought. You had no idea. No one had any idea what was going on around here. They were struggling. They were jumping off sides. They couldn't settle into the offense. It was a first time, everything. And look at where this football team is right now, 1 year later, coming off a 13-4 mark. It's just out of this world. And again, I'm going to say it. I think this is a better football team than it was a year ago. This is a better roster than it was a year ago. This is a stronger football team. Notice that with Brenton Strange today. You look at these kids, not only the skill position guys, but some of the guys in the trenches. Their weight and conditioning program, their strength and conditioning program has really, really worked. It has. There is a, I noticed that John Sumrall, when he met with the media out in Tampa a few weeks ago at the SEC meetings, he talked about how the offensive line, he didn't like their strength. He didn't like their bodies when he got there. And he's noticed a pretty drastic improvement for the University of Florida's offensive line in a very short period of time. Well, we're not talking about a short period of time here in Jacksonville. We're talking about a full year, right? It is very noticeable with a lot of these players. They've really taken advantage to this program. And once again, that's a good thing as well. I'll tell you what else is a good thing. That is Shmunez Vision. They're all about Duval, okay? 3 generations worth owned and operated. There's a lot of misconceptions about cataract surgery, right? And they bring in these high-priced machines, and they'll throw you on one, throw you on another, throw you on another. You know what that means? They just keep racking up the money on your bill. Now, folks at Shmunez Vision, they have all those machines, but you may not need to use one of those machines, okay? It's only there if needed. They're always going to give you the best possible value that is out there. That is one thing that really sticks with the good folks at Shmunez Vision. So whether you think you do have an issue, and it could be cataract related, or you are at the point in your life where you want laser eye surgery, you want 20/20 for the rest of your days, make yourself an appointment right now. Just go to Shmunez Vision. You get everything right there on the website. And then remember, you have 37 plus years with Dr. Neil Shmunez, Dr. Catherine Shmunez, Dr. John Hunt. Not only would they take you through the eye examination, they'll answer every one of your questions if surgery is needed. And those are the 3 doctors who perform the surgery. That's very, very, as far as I'm concerned, comforting to know that that is the deal. Check them out online, Shmunez Vision. Also go to Instagram. Get all of the testimonials at Shmunez Vision.
The Green Bay Packers.
This is Hall of Famer Jerry Kramer. Has a nice ring, doesn't it?
They won their 4th under Vince Lombardi.
And you are listening to 1010 XL.
It's summertime, and Aleve is here to keep you on the go. Whether it's planes, trains, or automobiles, Aleve's got your back. With up to 12 hours of back pain relief with just 1 dose, you'll get to your destination and be ready for your next adventure. So pack your sunscreen, your shades, and your Aleve. No matter where your final stop, Aleve will keep you moving. From sun up to sundown, Aleve's got your back this summer. Feel Aleve. Use as directed for minor aches and pains.
Rock the Country, a festival for the people. Coming to the Florida Horse Park in Ocala, Florida, August 28th and 29th, 2026, with Brooks and Dunn, and Blake Shelton, John Party, plus Lauren Alina, Shenandoah, Mark Chestnut, and many more. Get your tickets now at rockthecountry.com. How do you beat a disguise coverage? Ask the quarterback whisperer, Denny Thompson. He shares his insights Friday mornings on The Drill. Checked by Encore Research Group and George Moore Chevrolet on 1010XL.
Frank Frangie here for my friends at Coil Fencing. You've heard me talk about our Bregan baseball complex with walk-off charities, and we needed a batter's eye. Nobody knew how to do it. Coil figured it out, and it is great. Since then, Coil & Sons has completed hundreds of projects, including most recently our football fields at Fort Family Park. The bottom line is they do everything. They do it well. It looks great. I trust Coil & Sons. You can too. Since 1927, they've been getting it right. CoilJacks.com, C-O-Y-L-E Jacks.com. That's where you find them. A proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
A lot of plumbing companies around here, not local anymore. They got bought out. Different owners, different priorities, and you feel it when you call. But not at Superior Plumbing and Pipelining. Superior Plumbing and Pipelining is still locally owned, still right here in Northeast Florida. No call centers, no corporate nonsense, just hardworking pros who show up, fix it right, and stand behind the job. From leaks to full pipe relining, make the superior choice when you need a plumber. Request an estimate at superiorplumbingjacks.com.
At the First Coast YMCA, you'll find much more than just a gym. We offer many ways to help you become more active. reach your weight loss goals, and find your inner strength. Membership at the Y includes state-of-the-art facilities, a huge variety of fitness classes, and programs for all ages. It's easy to join the Y since it's affordable for all incomes. The Y is a great place to make connections and experience something new. Visit the YMCA near you or online at fcymca.org.
Hacker here, and I'm going to be up in New England for the next couple of days, taking in a little family getaway before football season. And thanks to Awaken 180, that family getaway will include some water parks, some hide and seek, some water balloon battles, some silly string battles with my 7-year-old and other kids in the family up there in the New England area. 2 years ago, when I was over 300 pounds, I could not have dreamed of doing that, particularly in the hot summer months. But thanks to Awaken 180, the coaching I got, the guidance I got, the weight absolutely fell off. It's the real deal. Results speak for themselves. I lost over 100 pounds thanks to the best weight loss program I've ever been on. Go to awaken180weightloss.com. That's awaken180weightloss.com, or call 844-346-1800 and do what I did. Get your life back with Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
Jaguars fans, grab your passport. Open and fund a new Everbank Performance account for your chance to win the Everbank London Getaway Experience. One winner gets round-trip airfare for 2, 4 nights hotel, and 2 tickets to the Jags game in London this October. Start your journey today at everbank.com/London. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Open to legal residents of the 50 United States and D.C. 18 and older. Entry period from 6/29 to 8/27/26. Get official rules and details at everbank.com/London Rules. Sponsor and administrator, Everbank N.A. Member FDIC.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Into the night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, it's good to have you with us a Tuesday night right here on your home of the Jaguars, 92.5 FM. Tonight's show brought to you by the Alexander Law Practice. Going to tell you much more about them coming up in just a little bit. Big contracts across the NFL today at wide receiver, running back, and the offensive line. Enormous deals. Highest paid contract ever for a running back in the NFL with John Robinson. That is out in Atlanta. $51 million guaranteed over 3 years. That's an extension. He's got 2 years remaining, so he's signed up for 5. Zay Flowers, a 4-year extension, $140 million, $108 million guaranteed. Going to average $35 million a year. Kid out of BC, now with Baltimore. And, Parker Washington's not going to get that type of money, okay? We get that. We understand that. I did ask Parker Washington on Sunday. It was my final question about the contract. I wanted to talk to him much more about the camp he's been having. And outside of his drop today, it's been absolutely nothing short of just outstanding. But, Christian Wilkins got an average of $23 million a year. Jaden Reed got an average of 16.75 a year. Rashid Shaheed got an average of $17 million a year. He's not going to fall into the Chris Olave, Drake London, Zay Flowers money. But Jacoby Myers got $20 million a year ago. Where's it going to fit here? I've always thought it would be somewhere in the $17 to $18 million a year. But if I am representing Parker Washington, and this is why you hire agents, so you're not involved, I think Parker deserves more than Jacoby Myers. I do. I think he's a better football player right now than Jacoby Myers. Myers has brought a lot of leadership, and he's a pro's pro, and he does everything right. But if I'm ranking wide receivers around here where there's not a clear number one, this really feels like it is a team effort that you can jam up 1 or 2 wide receivers and someone else is going to be open. I think talent-wise, there's no question. It's Brian Thomas Jr. If Travis Hunter was working exclusively on offense, then I think that would be a 1 and a 1A, but he's not. So I think it's Thomas Jr., then I think it's Parker, and then I think it's Jacoby. And you got these two young kids that are both having good camps. Josh Cameron, what a big body, man. He's like 225. He is thick. He is, and his route tree is a lot of fun to watch. It includes going over the middle. C.J. Williams, play of the day today. Again, it was short yardage. It was inside the red zone, deep inside the red zone. It was at actually goal line. And the ball was not perfectly thrown. He had to readjust and then go into the air and, frankly, make a play that rookies are not supposed to make. So he did that a little bit earlier today. Just something to consider. And, you know, I do ask Brenton Strange about it again at the end, and I get in here to it just a tiny bit on Parker, but like my conversation Sunday with Parker Washington, it's the same deal right here with Brenton Strange, who, of course, got the bag. Don't want to get that deep into contract talk. Instead, I want to get into what is going on with the football team. So let's take it back a few hours ago. This is after today's practice over at the Miller Electric Center. Brenton Strange and myself, Rick Ballou, had a chance to talk to him. Day 2 in pads here at the Miller Electric Center, here with tight end Brenton Strange. How good did it feel to finally put those pads back on?
Felt good just to come out here and play some real football, man. You know, spiders, helmets, it's not the real thing. So it just feels good to be able to come back out here and do what I love.
How different is year 2? You know, a year ago, some growing pains, learning a brand new offensive scheme, a new system. You know, how much of a difference is year 2?
It's a very big difference. It's night and day, honestly. You know the details and things. There's obviously things that we want to keep sharpening up, and things that I want for myself as well. But it feels better to come out here and have a baseline of everything that's going on. So that's the important thing, and I just want to continue building on that and continue to get better.
When you signed, you had a press conference, and I asked you a question about when you played. The record, only, I think, one loss. When you didn't play, they lost a few games. You were unaware of it at the time. Have you thought about that since, about what you mean to this football team when it comes to wins on Sunday?
I mean, no, I haven't thought about it, honestly. I'm just trying to put my best foot forward every single day and, continue getting better and continue to help this team and the people in my room get better as well. But, I mean, that's what I want to do. I want to be able to come out here and contribute for this team and this organization and just, be a great player. So I'm happy about that, and I just want to continue to do that.
Record-setting year last year offensively as far as the franchise, yet there's still a lot of room for improvement in a lot of different situations and categories. What's that like, knowing that offense was so productive but could be even better?
It's a good feeling, There's things that we have to work on, and we were good last year. We won 13 games last year, so it's a good feeling knowing that you can come in here and you have things to work on, but you're still last year is last year, obviously, but you still had success in the past. So it definitely is a good feeling, and, we look forward to coming in here every day and doing that and improving.
Things move quick in this league, and now all of a sudden you bring in 2 rookie tight ends. What's it like to take them under your wing?
I mean, it's a different thing for sure. It's different than any position that I've been in so far in my career. But I mean, it's a good feeling. Those guys, they're very athletic, they have good talent, and they have the ability to, come out here and push me a little bit and make me want to get better. And I just want to help them do anything that they want to do, anything that they want to get better on, any question that they have. I just want to help them get better in any way.
Last one for you, Brenton. Now that you've had a little bit of time, that the contract is done and taken care of, is it a sense of accomplishment, maybe just relief that you don't have to think about it? What is different now, let's say a month later, from when you signed?
I would just say it's like a weight off of my shoulders. A lot of things can go on in the season, and obviously I think the people that were close to me knew that I wanted to be here. I feel like this is home to me, so it was important for me to be able to get that done and do it the right way. So I'm happy that I'm here, and I look forward to continue building.
Do you have any advice for Parker? I mean, you've known him since the Penn State days. Obviously, he's going through that right now.
I don't got no advice for Parker. He's his own man, and I want him here. Everybody wants him here. But like I said, he's his own man. He makes his own decisions, and obviously both sides have to, come to an agreement. So it takes 2 to tango.
Good to catch up with you, Brenton. Have a great camp.
Appreciate it.
All right, Brenton Strange, a little bit earlier this morning over at the Miller Electric Center. Thank you to everyone involved, including the Jaguars public relations for that. You know, I'm big on good becoming great, great becoming elite. You know, I throw that out there each and every once in a while because I think it's just so incredibly important. Jacksonville has a lot of good football players right now. They're beginning to have some guys who are entering the category of great. But if you look at positional rankings, I mean, how many top 10 guys do they have? There's one right there that is on the cusp of entering a top 10 positional ranking, all right? And it's very subjective. Every single entity out there has these lists during the offseason. And again, you know, some are collaboration of several members of their staff. Others are anonymous comments that you get, you know, those who respond, whether it's GMs or head coaches. Plenty of ways that you can rank them, all right? But Brenton Strange is close, and he's getting there. I happen to think he's going to have a big-time season. All right, final note on tight ends before I bring in Ryan O'Halloran. Tanner Koziel, I interviewed him, you know, right when he got here. I can't remember if it was rookie minicamp or if it was, you know, during OTAs. And as I've said, he's 6'7", 250. To me, he looks like he's 6'7", 220. And I say that in a very positive way, that I believe he can add some big-time muscle to that frame without losing any speed. I noticed today that he was getting interviewed. He looks like he's getting bigger. Okay, now this isn't move the earth type of a difference, but I watched him in some blocking drills, and, you know, he's being told, hey, man, you can't block. Defense coordinators are going to be like, hey, listen, say what you want about this Jaguars team, but if Chris Rodriguez comes into the ball game, you know they're not going to throw a screen pass because he can't catch. Oh, really? Okay. Well, let's see. And if Tanner Koziel is in the game, well, obviously they're going to pass the football because he can't block. Oh, really? Okay. Well, then let's wait and see. Just a couple of things that you may want to keep your eyes and ears on involved with those two players. Coming up next, here's a guy. He's got his eyes and ears on everything. He is Ryan O'Halloran, columnist of the Florida Times-Union, and he's going to join us here in just a couple of seconds. I do want to tell you that over at the Alexander Law Practice, that if you're injured, okay, this is your one stop. If you've been injured, a friend has been injured, a colleague, anyone in a car accident, you slip, you fall down, no matter what the situation may be, your biggest fear is what? You're alone. Your second biggest fear is, I can't call a law firm, I can't afford it. Well, guess what? You're not paying a dime. You're not coming out of pocket. There is no retainer fee, no consultation fee. Get with Rick Alexander, who works directly with each and every single one of his clients. Tell him what has happened to you. Maybe you have a totaled car. Maybe you were physically beaten up and you need some help. Take down Alexander Law Practice if something like this has happened to you or someone that you do know. Ryan O'Halloran joins Rick Ballou next on Into the Night.
Streaming live from the XL Digital Studios. Polished by Harbor Dental Care, the locally owned smile restoration experts.
Believe it or not, back to school is just around the corner. Before the schedules fill up, the lunches get packed, and life gets hectic again, take care of one thing you've been putting off: your home's plumbing. That dripping faucet, slow drain, or running toilet isn't going to fix itself. Schedule any plumbing service with Duck Rooter this month, and we'll include a free water heater inspection at no additional charge. Cross one more thing off your back-to-school checklist. When you're stuck, call the Duck. 904-862-6769 or duckrooter.com.
Hey, this is Tony from Tony D's New York Pizza. You believe I've been making pizza here in Jacksonville for over 20 years? Thanks for the support and good times. We appreciate your business, and we're looking forward to another 20 years. Come out and see us at Tony D's New York Pizza, Bay Meadows and 295.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm that has experience and capabilities to handle any legal issue a business is confronted with. Learn more about what they can do for you at jimersonfirm.com.
Jeff Breyer, president of Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring.
And I'm Nikki Sema. My dad started in business when I was just 4 years old, and now we're 35 years and 20,000 satisfied customers in, and literally have a showroom in every neighborhood.
So whether you're looking to revitalize your home with new flooring or need more outdoor living space with a glass or screen enclosure, we've got you covered.
Visit our websites and don't forget to stop by our showrooms during our open house and cookout this Saturday from 10 to 3. Come see affordable luxury, experience a lifetime difference, and receive additional open house discounts.
Lifetime Enclosures. Jacksonville's been wonderful to Beards and my family.
Meet John and Van Lupo, first and second generation owners at Beards Diamonds.
We're always looking to make the shopping experience better for the consumer and grow with Jacksonville.
We're here to do whatever we can to make people happy. We want them to feel comfortable with their purchase.
Beards Diamonds, not another corporate chain jewelry store. A Jacksonville original with non-commissioned experts to guide you, educate you, and help you celebrate those milestones.
We get to be with people in the most important decisions in their life. So it's a wonderful feeling at the end of the day.
So if you're getting engaged, celebrating a special anniversary, or looking for that perfect gift, relax and enjoy the experience at Beards, knowing you are guaranteed the best price, the best value, the best warranties, and the best experience in the jewelry industry.
There's no competition that we can't compete with or beat.
Beards Diamonds, happy to be here for 45 years and counting. In the St. John's Town Center and online at beardsdiamonds.com.
Credit card interest rates are now over 29%. Most people are only making the minimum payments, so they're getting nowhere. Hey, Prosser here, but here's what many homeowners don't realize. Using the equity in your home, you can easily access hundreds of thousands in cash. With Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan, you can pay off your credit card, your existing HELOC, your car loans, or get money for that home improvement project. One client just got $100,000 approved and saved over $1,500 a month. Here's the best part. With Loan Pronto, you can do it all from your phone. With zero out-of-pocket, no hard credit pull up front, no appraisal, no long drawn-out bank process, and no touching your first mortgage. Rates are at a near 3-year low. Act now. Go to loanpronto.com. See how much you can get in about 60 seconds. Loan Pronto, 2,800 5-star Google reviews. Call 904-999-1508 or go to loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Rick Ballou here with a congratulations for John's Auto. They've been in business in Jacksonville for 40 years. That's right, going all the way back to 1985. Right now, they'd like to thank each and every one of you who's ever gotten their vehicle serviced at John's Auto. So, car, truck, or diesel, all makes, all models, whether it's a routine maintenance or a complete engine overhaul, go to John's Auto on Arlington Road, johnautomotivejacks.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Here's another call on the 1010XL hotline, driven by Key Buick GMC, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
Ryan O'Halloran, columnist for the Times-Union, joins us right here on Into the Night each and every Tuesday evening, and his brand new show alongside Hayes Carline is Fridays from 4 until 6. What do you say, Ryan?
Hey, Rick, good to join you, and I need tomorrow off. 6 practices in 7 days is a lot for us old folks.
It is, but, you know, let's be honest here, man. It hasn't been nearly as hot out there as I thought it would be.
No, we've gotten lucky with the cloud cover and love the 8:30 starts. And what you see from Leon Cohen is that he's not pushing it time-wise, under 2 hours so far. And they have, I think, it got a lot of good situational work in the last couple of days.
Yeah. Dreadful today was the offense. Is it just a situation where it's a bad day, you throw it away and begin again on Thursday, or perhaps is it more than that?
Yeah, I'd probably lean toward just a bad day. And, you know, people are raking the coals on me on Twitter when I said really bad on offense. Well, I'm going to point out when they're really good, too. And they've had a couple of those days, which we talked about. And, you know, not a concerning part, but what made it bad on offense today was The defense was just okay. I mean, they had a couple of interceptions, but there were some overthrows. There's a miscommunication on the route. There's some penalties. And so just a sloppy day for the offense. But, I expect them to respond on Thursday.
Even though Walker Little, I thought, was better today in one-on-ones, he really gets beat by Trayvon Walker on that interception that Trevor threw to Antonio Johnson. It would have been a sack. That's scary with him at tackle. I honestly think he's got a real opportunity with Macari not being able to go, and I think there's growing pains for Milam. I would not be shocked if Little is the right guard.
To me, that would be a surprise just from a time standpoint, is because right now you have Van Lanen still out, so you have to get Walker Little to play starting tackle in week one. Let's face it looks like it's going to be right tackle with Harrison moving over to the left. That's the big takeaway from the last 3 days. If Van Lanen is cleared with several weeks to go in camp, then you can really start experimenting with Walker Little. I thought Wyatt Milam had a better day today in the one-on-ones because he really struggled yesterday. And with Macari, the word I get is they are not concerned at all about the fact that he's not out there in teamwork. They feel his body of work has allowed him some grace periods, and he'll be ready to go against Cleveland. But I think you get Walker Little ready to go as your swing tackle. I mean, Wyatt Milam, if he stacks a couple more good days, he's getting chance after chance right now, and they want to see what he can do at right guard.
Yeah, his body certainly improved. He's taken a massive step forward with that strength and conditioning program. Talking with Ryan O'Halloran, columnist from the Florida Times Union. All right, Anton Harrison, this is something that we've all been talking about. I made a big deal about this during the offseason, sent him back over the left side. But he said no. The team said no. Then all of a sudden now 4 straight practices, including yesterday, Liam Cohen saying if it sticks, it works, it sticks. This is more than a formality.
Yeah, I mean, Liam Cohen not only opened the door yesterday to that, he tore the door off its hinges and basically said, "This right now. This is Plan A. You don't have your right tackle playing on the left side 4 straight days this early in the camp and call it a contingency experimentation," which they probably called it the first day. But I think these are conversations that go back maybe a full year. There was that controlled scrimmage last year where they were going to start working Anton at the left side just to get a taste of it. But then guys got hurt, stayed on the right side whole year, played well. I'll write about this online right now at Jacksonville.com, and tomorrow's Times Union this is a move not without risk, but it's worth the risk. I think Cole Van Lanen's a better right tackle than left tackle. I think they also believe that. So if Harrison gets comfortable with the left side, keep him there. He's 24 years old. Maybe you found something there for the long term.
I still think, man, it's really interesting to try to think what that starting 5 is going to be on opening day. Is it as simple as Harrison, Cleveland, Hainsey, Macari, Van Lanen?
I think so. I think that would be their Plan A. But that's maybe one of the reasons why the offense struggled today. 2 of those guys weren't playing.
Yeah.
And Anton Harrison went down. And Anton Harrison hit the deck twice in team drills, and he was hobbling around to the point he took only 1 snap in one-on-ones, and Dennis Gardeck just blew by him. So they got the good thing, they got time on their side. I mean, we're not even a month until the opener, but so nowhere near concern. But what this is allowing them to do is see what Mila can do. I would like to see Emmanuel Pregnon get some first-team snaps at right guard, just to flip him over to that side a little bit. Maybe that's coming in the next couple of weeks, but they feel like they have a Plan A. Now they're sort of in a waiting stage, waiting to execute it.
Yeah. Now, you mentioned Gardeck going by him today. I mean, yesterday, Anton Harrison was absolutely dominant. He was really the only offensive lineman who was during one-on-ones. Hey, I'm starting to believe the hype now a little bit with Branson Combs, even though I watched him a year ago, including in camp. Man, I did not know he was this athletic. He's really playing good football.
Yeah, he is. And one thing you can evaluate in these practices is pass defense. And he followed Parker Washington down the seam today and broke up that pass, and he was able to run with Parker. Throw could have been a little bit more well placed for Parker to make it, but for Combs to be in that spot to break it up, very impressive. Had the interception, had another pass breakup today, so he's doing a lot of good things. And at first, maybe you're thinking about a platoon there with Miller on early downs and Combs on third down, but with Foye Lukin's snaps being managed this camp, you're getting to see Combs in an every down role, and also I think Ventrell Miller has done okay out there as well. So they have to be pleased with the way that competition is developing, because what you want to be able to trust both guys, and I think that's where they're at right now.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Hey, the inside maybe a little bit better than perhaps expected. It really seemed he had an off day today, a Veterans Day, but it seemed like Eric Armstead was in a bad mood yesterday, which is good news in the defensive line or on the defensive line. And also, getting Taruk Oro, really creating some interior pressure.
Yeah, and I asked Liam Cohn about Rook yesterday, and I think the answer I got was, well, he finally showed up today. Because, and I think Campanile today also sort of said, well, he got the pads on. He's really made a couple strides. So the guy I'm interested in yesterday where he lined up was Wesley Williams, the rookie.
Mm-hmm.
Defensive end by trade. He lined up inside on some third downs. And I asked Anthony Campanile that, and he said that the rookie's attention to detail and football smarts is to a point where he can handle that IQ load inside, outside. So I think what they want to do is they don't want Trayvon Walker to be their only edge guy they can kick inside, because they'd still like Trayvon to be on the edge on some of those third downs. But so that's some versatility. Luke's got to keep it going. Armstead, this is his second vet day in 6 practices. And so the guys inside, that's going to be a question until they answer it, is who's going to be able to provide that interior rush.
Yeah. And, this kid at Duke, did a lot of different things, but I missed the Anthony Campanile interview. I was actually having a conversation at that time with Brenton Strange, but I did read the transcript. And if I remember correctly, at the East-West Shrine Bowl, kind of like a year ago with Caleb Ransaw, corner who played that week at safety at the East-West Shrine Bowl, or actually it was actually the Senior Bowl, Williams worked inside during that bowl game in January.
Yeah, and that probably helped his cause with a lot of teams, including the Jaguars, to say, hey, because Jaguars aren't the only team experiment with this stuff in the league, because you have to be able to have the big guys stop the run, take them out, put some smaller guys inside, and still win those matchups. And as great as Trayvon Walker looked the last 2 days as an interior rusher, they want to keep their options open. And I think Williams is going to be able to carve out a niche there, because BJ Green's an edge guy, Danny Strigel's an edge guy, Albert Regis, he's a run stopper inside. So, you only have a couple of guys that you feel comfortable with moving inside and being able to rush the passer.
All right, Ryan, leave us with anything else. Give us one other bullet point that has really caught your attention here the first 6 practices.
Yeah, I'll leave you with one. I think Parker Washington's been the best player on the team. A little bit quieter today, but I'm not sure how much that was his doing. He's been uncoverable, to make up a word, through the first week and a half of camp. So Jaguar fans should be really encouraged by that and the way Parker's come into camp.
Yeah. No doubt. He showed he was human today by dropping one, but it's tough to disagree with what you said. He is Ryan O'Halloran. Read everything at the Florida Times-Union. Of course, he's the columnist. And listen for Ryan coming up on Friday from 4 to 6 with Hayes Carline. They call it The Lead. Ryan, thank you.
Thanks, Rick.
All right, there he goes. When we come back, quick minute here on the rookies. I want to dive into that a little bit. Just, not a deep dive, just kind of a run through, and I think you're going to be very excited about what I have to say. That's on the other side.
In life, only the best things stand the test of time, like radio play-by-play.
I think it's bigger than it seems, and if you're one of these players or one of these coaches, it's the biggest thing in your life.
Your home for the most play-by-play is 1010XL.
Hey, Hicken here. I couldn't be any happier than to join the George Moore Chevrolet family. When I say family, I mean it. Visit their beautiful showroom today off Atlantic Boulevard. Find out exactly what I'm talking about. No pressure, just friendly help. And whether you want a car, a truck, SUV, electric, pre-owned, you name it, George Moore Chevrolet has it. And if you can't make it over to Atlantic Boulevard, no problem. MooreChevy.com is easy to navigate as any site you will try. It's never been more easy to use. George Moore Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Truck accidents can happen and can be devastating. Founded in Jacksonville, Edwards and Raggets is proud to serve the 904. If you've been seriously injured in a truck accident, protect yourself and your family by understanding your rights and legal options. Our attorneys are experienced in handling complex truck cases and can guide you through this. No fees unless you recover damages. Call 904-INJURED or visit 904injured.com.
Edwards and Raggets, offices Jacksonville.
Don't miss the Bari Breakdown with Dr. George Bari on XL Primetime, Wednesdays around 1:35 for the latest in sports injuries from all the big names in the game. Who's MIA, who's coming back? Dr. George Bari on XL Primetime, Wednesdays at 1:35 on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
ET here for Encore Research. What if the next medical breakthrough started with you? Clinical research volunteers play a vital role in helping doctors better understand diseases and develop future treatments. This summer, discover how participating in a clinical research study can advance medical breakthroughs while empowering you to take an active role in your own healthcare journey. Are you ready to learn? Check them out at EncoreDocs.com. Together, we're building a healthier future for Jacksonville.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today from GFL, Green for Life.
Hey, Hicken here. You know I've been using Zero Res for years now. Heck, I used a couple other guys way back when, even tried to do the do-it-yourself cleaning. I learned real quick, that ain't for us. With Zero Res, you get the Zero Residue Carpet Cleaner. Leaves your carpets truly clean with no dirt-attracting soaps or harsh chemicals. Right now, call for the back-to-school promotion. Book 2 rooms of carpet cleaning for $149, get 2 rooms free. Call 287-5727 or visit ZeroResJacksonville.com and ask for the 1010XL back-to-school special.
Zero Res.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes. Awaken 180 clients have just reached the 1 million pounds down mark. 1 million pounds. A city of people. That's thousands of people who reclaim their lives the easy way, the medication-free way. What's stopping you? Awaken180weightloss.com.
I'm here with Clayton Bromberg of Underwoods. Clayton, when a customer goes to buy a diamond, how do they know what they are getting?
Frank, that's a good question because what they know comes from the assurances given by the seller, and they can only judge based on the knowledge and reputation of the selling store. Now, over the last 25 years, I've seen some customers misled, and unfortunately, Underwoods was the bearer of bad news too many times. In the 1980s, we saw diamonds brought in with exaggerated grades and no laboratory grading reports. Then in the 90s, we saw some of the poorest cut diamonds ever, even though they had laboratory reports on weight, color, and clarity. Then the American Gem Society opened a laboratory and started grading diamonds for cut, and poorly cut diamonds got priced for what they were. Now we see diamonds from the internet and other places where diamonds are bought sight unseen with a lab report and a bogus appraisal. Unfortunately, not all those diamonds match the reports they're sold with, but how would a customer know? Probably today more than ever, the truest statement is, if you don't know diamonds, you better know a jeweler you can trust.
Your AC's broke, it ain't no joke. Call Florida Home AC. Florida Home AC. Florida Home AC. Florida Home AC. FloridaHomeAC.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Both hands on the steering wheel. It is nasty out. At least it is here. Right off of 95 or perhaps Phillips Highway, if that's your way about it. Some big boomers. You guys don't get rain in Vegas. Do you get thunder even though no rain?
Yeah, we'll get, what we would get is like typhoon-style winds, like windstorms that also had lightning with it. It was very strange.
Old Vegas would have some tumbleweeds, I bet. Right? Nebraska, Oklahoma, Lubbock, Texas, and Vegas. Hey, the Jaguars announced a retirement today. Tristan Colon. He's gone. Reserve retired list. So best of luck to you, young man. Hope you've got yourself a bright future ahead of you. All right, let me run through this real quick because I don't do 53s. I usually do it right before they do it, right? I may do it a couple of times this year. I keep hearing, man, it's so hard to get down to 53. It's so difficult. And I'd agree with that for the most part, although I did spend time on it this afternoon, and it wasn't as hard as I previously did think. I'm not going to go through that. I'm just going to get to the rookies, okay? And where I sit right now, I think 9 out of the 10 rookies absolutely make this team. And I think an undrafted rookie makes this team, and running back Jamari Taylor. Now, I'm not afraid to go out on the limb a little bit. As I said earlier, against Cleveland, I wouldn't be surprised if Walker Little is your best bet at right guard. Everyone wants Milam, and I get it. I'm talking about on opening day. I'm not talking about late September, October, November. I'm talking about opening day. Okay? And all of the folks who cover the beat have them keeping 3 running backs. I think they're going to keep a 4th running back in Jamari Taylor. So here goes. Both tight ends, Borkircher and Koziel, absolutely are on this team. 2nd and 5th round, respectively. As a matter of fact, I've noticed much more of Koziel than Borkircher, and I think that's by design. Borkircher is a run-blocking tight end, but he's going to be a big part of things in 12 personnel as well as 13 personnel. Albert Regis, caught up with him last week. He is a run-stuffing defensive lineman. Think he makes the 53-man roster. Is he a healthy game day scratch? Perhaps. Again, a lot of time. Emmanuel Pregnon, no doubt about it. Okay, he's the future. I think he's your starting left guard in a year. Will he get some at-bats this season? You just heard O'Halloran say he'd like to see him work on the right side. They talk about being versatile on the OL. That could happen. Jalen Husky, all of a sudden, today might have been his best day. All right, talked about Caleb Ransaw in coverage. Now, if you look at the safety situation, this young man is clearly the 5th safety, right? It's going to be an interesting battle now between Eric Murray and Caleb Ransaw as the safety next to Antonio Johnson. I think Eric Murray wins that job to begin the season. And they bring along Ransaw. You still got Ray Lane. So Husky is absolutely the 5th safety, but he's on the team. Wesley Williams now, okay? Circle him, because this could be the guy that does multiple things on the defensive line. They kind of used Dennis Gardeck a year ago. It took a little while for that to really get rolling. And obviously Gardeck is listed as a outside linebacker who will also rush the passer. You just heard the conversation we had with Wesley Williams. And remember, you go back to the East-West Shrine Bowl game. Williams got some work on the defensive line, the interior there, and they're moving him around. Absolutely, he's on the team. Josh Cameron and C.J. Williams. There you go. There's your number 4 and your number 5 wide receiver. The wide receiver core is set. It is. Okay, the 3 we talk about all the time, the 2 rookies, and, of course, you got Travis Hunter, who's going to be involved in packages. I don't believe they're going to keep a 6 wide receiver. They're going to keep both these rookies. Zach Durfee, he seems to make a play about every day. Okay, it's a numbers game right now, but I think he makes it. The only question mark that I have would be Parker Hughes, and he made a couple of nice plays today. And I think right now when you look at linebacker, you got to wonder about Jack Kaiser. Obviously, it's Aloakon, Miller, and Combs. Those are the three. But if I was to, with Gardeck on the outside, if I was to project anything right now with this defense, I would say Hughes becomes the guy who ends up making it over Yasir Abdullah, over Jalen McLeod, okay? Ventrell Miller, in the rotation there with Combs, next to Aloakon. All right, we get those three. The Kaiser deal is going to be very interesting. It is. What are they going to do there? The early reports is he would be back, as we do know, by the end of training camp. So, this is totally different from a year ago when you looked at the rookie class. And the rookie class was really beaten up last year. All the hype was Travis Hunter, but when you got through that, really the only production they got was from both running backs, right? I mean, that was what you got a year ago because just about everyone else went down. Wyatt Milam didn't practice. Caleb Ransaw went down early. Jay McLeod went down. I mean, it was just one after another. Ray Lane was basically a work in progress. So that is, I would think, for a draft class that the draft experts said was very poor in that it was a reach, right? All of these picks, a reach. Every pick you could have gotten later in the draft. I think they're off to a really good start. This draft class looks like, you're going to get some serious production out of these guys in year number one. All right, we need to take a break. We need to get caught up. We do. I feel like I'm in training camp mode here on the program because not hitting posts when I should.
Close your eyes and tap your heels together 3 times and think to yourself, there's no place like home. There's no place like
1010XL.
But some people without brains do an awful lot of talking.
Jacksonville, save big today at Green Acres Sporting Goods. Right now, get a semi-automatic AR-style 12-gauge shotgun for just $2.99. Green Acres also stocks the top brands of suppressors. For nearly 60 years, Green Acres has been Jacksonville's trusted source for firearms and outdoor gear, providing expert service you can count on. Shop Green Acres today at greenacresporting.com.
Hello, all you Jacksonville sports fans. Don here from Taco Lou. If you're in the mood for some great tacos, cold Dos Equis, maybe even a sip of some fine tequila, then the Lou is calling your name. Come out to Jack's Beach and experience what many have dubbed the #1 taco in the 904. There are plenty of great taco joints in town, and we're proud to have been around for this long, and we have only you, the fine people of Jacksonville, to thank for helping us grow and become who we are today. Cheers to you, Jacksonville, and thank you from the Lou crew. Taco Lou in Jacksonville Beach.
Hi, I'm Mac with Baker Glass. If you've got fogged up windows, let me help. We'll replace them with clear, insulated units that brighten up your home. People say we're fast, friendly, and reliable. Just check out our Google reviews. Call me today. Baker Glass. No one treats you better.
Home of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Looking for a real career with great pay and full benefits? Prosser here for Julington Creek Pest Control. As a growing, family-owned company that cares about its employees, they're hiring lawn technicians in the Jacksonville area. No experience required. This is a salaried position with top industry pay, full benefits, a 401k match, and paid training. Apply today at JulingtonCreekPestControl.com. Julington Creek Pest Control, our family serving yours since 1984.
Equal opportunity employer.
Hey friends, Jason Parker here with Performance Painting. Have you ever stored a gallon of leftover paint, opened the can years later, and it's rusty, crusty, and unusable? Next time, secure the lid tightly to ensure no leaks and store the can upside down. Oxygen can't get to it, therefore no rust and no crust. If you'd like more tips or have a question about a project, we'd love to help. Go to performance-painting.com. Performance Painting. Prepare, protect, preserve.
Performance Painting!
In this age of globalization, we've learned that bigger isn't always better.
Ever tried to get phone help from a big corporation? From a real person? Good luck. That is what's so nice about Mike Merritt's Heating and Air. Unlike publicly traded conglomerates with headquarters in faraway cities, Mike Merritt's Heating and Air remains family-owned and operated by Mike, your neighbor. Mike Merritt has delivered hometown service, integrity, and pricing for generations. The big guys incentivize their techs to sell you new equipment. Mike's team emphasizes repair first. We only sell you equipment if your current equipment is worn out and beyond repair. And let's be honest about price. Small operations without much overhead can sometimes lowball your job, but you can't trust just anyone with a truck. They may be here today and gone tomorrow. Mike Merritt has been keeping North Florida cool for more than 3 decades. That's experience and dedication you can count on. Call today or see us on the web.
Florida license number CAC 050384.
What is the sunniest U.S. city? The answer next.
Just letting your homeowner's insurance renew each year may cost you money. Shop around and you may find a better plan. Let Southern Oak Insurance give you an option at southernoak.com.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
Yuma, Arizona tops a new ranking of the sunniest U.S. cities. Over 4,000 hours of sunshine every year.
Southern Oak Insurance. Our family protecting yours.
I'm Matt Lennon with AB Signs. Your truck, trailer, or storefront should be your best salesperson. So I create custom signs and graphics that get your business noticed. Local, fast, and built to last. Call AB Signs and make your brand stand out.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Only good things happen at night. That includes 2 for Tuesday. Oh, my goodness. No place I'd rather be than right here, Bowden Road. However, the Blue Crab House. $2 margaritas on Tuesday night. Isn't that divorcee night? Maybe husband number 4 is waiting for you right now at the Blue Crab House. $2, man. I was there a week ago Saturday, I think it was. They told me I spent an entire week there, and technically I was there for about 2.5 hours. So that's what they think of me over at the Blue Crab House. But it's right off of San Jose. You can always have yourself a hell of a good time right there on Julington Creek Road. My favorite restaurant in town, without any question. Tomorrow night, Dollar Oysters. All right, the defense dominated today's practice at the Miller Electric Center. It was just a real good day overall for this defense. The offense has had a nice camp. They have. Today wasn't the case. They just struggled everywhere. And I would single out Bayshell Tootin. I would single out C.J. Williams and Josh Cameron. And Amir Abdullah, I thought had maybe his best practice. So if I don't think he makes the team just because it's a numbers game. I think they'd love to bury him on the practice squad. And maybe at his age, he doesn't have to worry about getting picked up. But I don't want Bayshell Tootin returning kicks. All right, kind of hope the kick returners are LaQuint Allen Jr. and maybe Josh Cameron. Yeah, when it's all said and done, I'd like Cameron to also be the punt returner just because I don't want to see Parker Washington get dinged up. I did the interview with him yesterday, and he said during the interview that, I'm a wide receiver and I'm a punt returner. He wants to be a punt returner, and he's electrifying as a punt returner. I just don't want to see him get beaten up. I have often said that the only reason why you have an early poll in college football, whether it's the AP or the coaches poll, which came out today, is for what reason? To create a little bit of interest in that sport. The NFL is active 12 months a year. There's no such thing as a slow period in the NFL. College football, absolutely there's massive valleys. And one thing they took away that I still am not a fan of is that first Wednesday in February, which used to be legendary with signing day. But anyway, came out today. Top 5 teams. What do they have in common? They all return their quarterback. defending champion, the Buckeyes, with Julian Sayin. Dante Moore went back to Oregon, right? Gunnar Stockton with Georgia at 3. Archie. Some, what is it, All in the Family clips. I don't know how they showed up on. I was watching something on TV, just hilarious, man, with Meathead and Archie. What was her name again? Gloria. No, Gloria was the daughter. Edith Bunker. She got, Archie, I got your beer, Archie. And my gosh, man, imagine if they ran that stuff today. I mean, you couldn't get away with it. Nor should you get away with it. They crossed about every line imaginable. Did the great Archie Bunker. Great in a lot of people's minds. Again, for that time period and the role that he played, it was certainly incredibly controversial. But nowadays, no way. C.J. Card, Notre Dame, number 5. Okay? Top 5 teams all return their quarterbacks. Then you look at Indiana, right? Then they go to TCU, and they brought over Hoover. Is going to take over for the defending national champs who come in at number 6. So I'm going to spend a little bit of time on this tomorrow night, but I will say that 6 of the top 11 are in the SEC. All right? Fascinating. It really is. You got Georgia at 3, Texas at 4. You got A&M at 8, Oklahoma at 9, Mississippi 10, Alabama number 11. Notre Dame is an independent at 5. Miami from the ACC at number 7. I mean, maybe the most 2 explosive players in college football. If you look at the Miami Hurricanes with Tony and, the big back, who I can't even think of right now. What the hell is his name? The running back for the U. Honestly, one of my favorite backs in all of college football. Nonetheless, they have a different quarterback. They went out and they got Mensah, who has now made 3 stops in 3 years. He was Caleb Ransaw's teammate. Actually, he was not. He was Ransaw's teammate at Tulane. Then Mensah went to Duke for a year. And then, of course, is now at Miami. Mark Fletcher's the great back that I was looking for. Reminds me of a Stephen McGuire going back to years ago, including the wide right game of 1991. All right, so with that said, the SEC got, let's see here, 10 teams. Make that 9 teams in the initial coaches poll. The Big Ten got 8 teams in the coaches poll. The Big 12, 4. And the Atlantic Coast Conference, 3. And others receiving votes. And man, it's tough to think that around here, that is actually where these programs are nowadays. In a category of others receiving votes. Florida comes in with 147 votes. So officially, they would be team number 27. Florida State got 13 first place votes. I'm estimating here they're probably, 32, 33 or so on the list. So there you go. Speaking of Florida State, fun conversation coming up about what's happening right here in Jacksonville in 48 hours. We'll do that on the other side.
Now, another classic moment in Jags history.
Gerard, the errors. Unbelievable! Mike Thomas, touchdown Jags!
1010XL.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like needing a lawyer, but getting some guy who just watches courtroom dramas.
How does the defendant plead?
Guilty.
Wait, what?
Also, objection.
You object to what?
Erroneous.
Counsel, approach the bench.
Hey, can I get a whack at the gavel?
You wouldn't settle for just any lawyer, so don't settle for just any insurance. Get the real deal with State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Divorce, menonly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to divorcemenonly.com. Divorcemenonly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
He's covered the NFL for over 3 decades.
I know this wonderful game called football.
Catch CBS Sports senior NFL writer Pete Prisco Thursday afternoons on The Frangie Show. Brought to you by Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles on 1010XL.
SportsForecaster.com has all the data you need to project tomorrow's winners. Register for free and track the performance of all your favorite players and teams, including all your fantasy team picks and prospects. Sports Forecaster has the most detailed player profiles on the web. Precise depth charts, every transaction, every injury, every news update. No ranting or raving, no preening or barstool bluster. At SportsForecaster.com, you get the timely info you need for every game. SportsForecaster.com. Sign up for free today.
Checkmate. I'm Brenton Cecilia, founder of Checkmate Coatings.
And I'm Chester, Checkmate chessman, and you may be surprised, newfound fan of American football.
Really? You?
Absolutely. Listen to this. Duval!
It's Duval, Chester. Duval.
That's what I said. Duval!
Ball.
Ball. Ball. The point is, Brendan, with football season approaching and friends dropping by your house to watch the games, there's no better time to spiff up your garage with a beautiful, durable, polymer-coated floor.
We can even do it in team colors for the real fans out there.
Oh, that is a good idea.
A garage floor your friends will love?
Check. In a color that makes you proud?
Check. Installed by locals who can actually pronounce Duval?
Checkmate!
Transforming your floors, making them great. Checkmate.
Visit checkmatecoatings.com. That's checkmatecoatings.com.
Credit card interest rates are now over 29%. Most people are only making the minimum payments, so they're getting nowhere. Hey, Prosser here, but here's what many homeowners don't realize. Using the equity in your home, you can easily access hundreds of thousands in cash. With Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan, you can pay off your credit card, your existing HELOC, your car loans, or get money for that home improvement project. One client just got $100,000 approved and saved over $1,500 a month. Here's the best part. With Loan Pronto, you can do it all from your phone. With zero out-of-pocket, no hard credit pull up front, no appraisal, no long drawn-out bank process, and no touching your first mortgage. Rates are at a near 3-year low. Act now. Go to loanpronto.com. See how much you can get in about 60 seconds. Loan Pronto, 2,800 5-star Google reviews. Call 904-999-1508 or go to loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
If you've been dealing with backups, strange smells, or soggy spots in the yard, your septic system is trying to tell you something. This month, save $500 on a new septic system installation from Duck Duck Rooter. As the only master septic contractor in Northeast Florida, we'll handle everything, from the required permits and inspections to the complete installation. Stop hoping. Start fresh. When you're stuck, call the Duck. 904-862-6769 or duckduckrooter.com. Financing is available.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Here's another call on the 1010XL hotline, driven by Key Buick GMC, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
All right, I'm pulling out all the stops. I'm trying to create a little bit of positive karma, if that makes any sense, for the beloved, for the alma mater that who's truly struggled in the last couple of years, particularly on the road. But I'm throwing that all away. It's a new beginning. They actually have a game this month, but more importantly, right here in town, they got a huge event coming up in less than 20, well, make that 48 hours. Let's bring in Avery Quite. She joins us, and she is a big part of the Seminole Boosters right here in Jacksonville. Avery, appreciate a few minutes of your time. How are you?
Good. How are you? Thanks for having me on.
Man, my pleasure. All right. Tell us what's going on. It's Thursday night. Tell us what is taking place and, put everything together for us and also how our listeners, if they're not already a part of this, they can join you.
Yeah, so we do a kickoff event every single football season right before. It's kind of our biggest event of the year. We basically just have a night where, I mean, as the past few years have been, it's been nice having the team in town at UNF doing their football camp. So we're usually able to get a coach or two over, talk about the football season, and this event on Thursday is actually going to be incredible. We have Jordan Travis coming in town, so he's going to be our guest speaker. And so basically it's just a big night to powwow and meet other Jack Knowles and bring everybody together and kick off football season for better or for worse.
Wow, you couldn't think of a better kickoff speaker than Jordan Travis. What a great young man. Okay, where is it taking place? What time coming up on Thursday?
Yeah, so this event and actually a lot of what we do with our Jack Seminole Club is we try to get different alumni supporters, boosters that own businesses around town. So our event's going to be at Boeing Oaks. It's a wedding and events venue off of Phillips Highway. And so they opened up their space for us, and we're going to get to have it there. We'll be doing full open bar, heavy hors d'oeuvres, and then we'll go into our event program at about 7 p.m., which then Jordan will come on stage, and we're actually going to have John Garrett, the new GM. He's going to come and speak with Jeff Colhane emceeing the night. So it'll be a great, just Seminole football celebration.
How about that? Jeff Colhane, of course, replaced the legendary Gene Deckerhoff as the voice of the Seminoles. He'll be in town. The Knowles are in town practicing as well over at UNF. And again, Jordan Travis will be the main attraction, the guest speaker. All right, what does it look like right now as far as the attendance, Avery, and how many more do you expect to be there?
Our attendance is looking great. We're looking at about 250 people as of right now. With the great thing with it being a wedding venue is that there's a lot of space, and so we're still selling general admission tickets, so you can get in the door, hear Jordan, hear John Garrett, and you may hear it here first. Gene Deckerhoff will also be in attendance. So we'll have all of those people with a great program. We have some vendors. Pick Tallahassee, they're a vintage Seminole gear vendor, and they'll be there selling all of their stuff. So if you wanted to get a cool jersey or a windbreaker before the season, as we all need in Florida, so they'll be there. You can find tickets if you go to Jack Knowles Club on Instagram, the link is in our bio to buy tickets. So we are currently sold out of VIP, which all of our VIP people get a private happy hour with Jordan, but we are still selling general admission tickets.
Gets even bigger and better. I've been to plenty of events with Gene Deckerhoff over the years. Of course, he is from Jacksonville and has now retired from both Florida State and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. All right, what's the feeling with Jacksonville Seminole boosters? It has not been nice the last couple of years. It's been, as a matter of fact, just awful for FSU fans. What's the feeling is we're about, 26, 27 days away from when the Knowles kick off the 2026 season. What are you hearing?
We're all super excited. I mean, with the proximity to Tallahassee that we have, it doesn't get any better. I mean, for better or for worse, most of us end up taking the drive over to Tallahassee and get to experience campus and the stadium and all of that, kind of independent of what happens on the football field. But we're really excited. We're actually going to be doing a bus trip as well. Back in the early 90s, they used to do buses with our Jack Seminole Club to Tallahassee for football games. And so we are going to be bringing those back as well, with the first one being to SMU. So we are very excited to start the season. Everything that we're hearing sounds great. And so we're really excited to kick it off on Thursday night with a great event.
Yeah, there you have it. Okay, once again, for those joining us for the first time, Avery, set the scene for Thursday. Tell us what's on tap and how our listeners can be a part of it.
Yeah, so again, it's just bringing together all Jacksonville Seminoles. We are now under Seminole Boosters. We were under the alumni for a bit, but we're under Seminole Boosters now. And so if you're a Florida State supporter, fan, if you just like wearing garnet and gold, you are more than welcome to attend. And so we'll have hors d'oeuvres, a full open bar, liquor, beer, wine for you to enjoy while you're shopping and kind of getting ready. And then our program starts 7 p.m. with, of course, Jordan Travis being our main guest speaker. And so if you want to attend, we do have general admission tickets on sale right now for $75. And so those can be found if you go to our Instagram and click the link in our bio to buy tickets. And then, of course, if you're not able to attend kickoff, we do game watches for most to all football games. And those locations, whether or not we're having a watch party, our game watch partners this season are going to be Southern Swells in Jacksonville Beach, Hussars in Ponte Vedra Beach, and then Dart Bar in Riverside. So go to any of those locations during the Florida State football game, whether it's home or away. Each of those bars will have specials. They'll have food specials, and just a great place for you to go to, whichever side of town that you're on, to watch Florida State.
There you have it. Hey, Avery, thank you so much. Have a great event on Thursday. I know we'll catch up during the regular season.
Yes, thank you so much, Rick. Have a good one.
There she goes, Avery Quates. Good stuff there. Seminole Boosters. And, I haven't had them on in a little bit. I'm really reaching here to try to create a little something that is positive. And we'll see what happens. It's a good group. It is. And, I haven't been over there in a little bit because of my show being at this particular time. But when I was on earlier, I used to go at least once a year. Yeah, I remember I used to go to the recruiting deals when it was on the first Wednesday in February. And that used to be a lot of fun. And they'd pipe in Bowden. And it was, and of course, Gene would come every year, Gene Deckerhoff. I have yet to meet Jeff Culhane, who was taken over as the voice of Florida State. So there you go, Seminole fans. Going to be a big kickoff party coming up on Thursday night. If you're not being, if you're not already a part of it, you just heard everything about it. And again, best bet, just go to Seminole Boosters Jacksonville. And I'm on there right now. One of our great sponsors here, Coy Dental, is a big part of it as well. Over there in Bartram Park, which is where I've been going to get my teeth done forever, right? And of course, that's got the gas, which is just scintillating. It really is, man. You just kind of drift off, and you can do whatever you want in your mouth. You don't feel any pain. I know some of you may be scared of the needle or anything else that goes inside the mouth. Okay, no way. This stuff is incredible. I have people ask me all the time because they hear the commercial. Does it really work? Does it really work? Yeah. I wouldn't do the commercial if it didn't work. It is out of this world. And again, they're located right there, right down the road from where I live, Bartram Park. Of course, that is the great folks over at Coy Dental. At one point, Carlson Dental. It is now Coy Dental. All right, let's get you involved with the program. 641-1010 on the text line. That is brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. You can also join us tonight on YouTube. Get us there by going to 1010XL into the night.
Did you hear that? Hear what?
This isn't real. What is real? How do you define real?
1010XL.
Ballou here for Smunez Vision. Why Smunez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smunez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smunez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smunez is fellowship trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmunezVision.com today. Here you can see.
When you're hungry, go big, and more importantly, go to Dailies, where they got anything and everything to tantalize your taste buds and fill you up. At Dailies, our barbecue beef brisket sandwich is slow smoked to perfection, tender, juicy, and full of bold flavor. It's the kind of sandwich that truly satisfies. Try the barbecue brisket sandwich at Dailies. Meanwhile, some favorites never go out of style. The Duval sub at Dailies is stacked, loaded, and made with the bold flavor you want in every bite. Fresh ingredients, big taste. It's a local favorite. Grab the Duval sub today at Dailies. Or maybe you just want a delicious chicken sandwich. Some choices just work. The chicken sandwich at Dailies is crispy on the outside, it's juicy on the inside, and it is full of flavor. Perfect for lunch, perfect for dinner, perfect anytime hunger hits. So grab the chicken sandwich today at Dailies. Dailies is made fresh, it's made local, and Dailies is built for big appetites. I'll see you there today.
I'm local attorney Rick Alexander. In my 30 years practicing law, I've learned you never want to choose money over health. It's always a bad deal. Unfortunately, when someone screws up and you get hurt, that choice is gone. Your only choice is whether you face the future with a lawyer or without one. If you're hurt because somebody screwed up, call me at the practice. The Alexander Law Practice, 904-400-6600, or alexanderlawpractice.com, Jacksonville.
What if the next roof you put on your home was the last one? Not another replacement in 15 or 20 years, the last roof. Metlock Roofing is Florida's only manufacturer and installer of this exclusive roofing system. Engineered for strength, built for Florida weather, backed by a lifetime warranty. Imagine never needing another roof. Call 938-9933 or visit metlokroofing.com. Get your last roof today with Metlock. License number CCC 1335581.
The investment landscape always changing. New rules, new regulations, new opportunities. But at ITP Partners, one thing stays constant: our commitment to your financial future. ITP Partners Jeff Hartman, Chris Bryant, Janice Cobb, Dan Abel, Reagan Wright, and Reed Wingate. Your personalized investment strategy built on trust, transparency, and experience. They're ITP Partners. They're my financial partners for life. Registered representatives offering securities offered through Cetera Wealth Services, LLC, member FINRA SIPC, and advisory services offered through Blue Horizon Equity, Inc.
Feel a vibration in your steering wheel at highway speeds? That's not something to ignore, and a standard tire balance might not fix it. At G&H Tires and Service, they offer road force balancing, an advanced system that simulates how your tire actually performs on the road to detect hidden issues. It goes beyond traditional balancing to reduce vibration, improve handling, and extend the life of your tires. Newer vehicles, especially with low-profile tires, demand this level of precision. Drive smoother. G&H Tires and Service on Beach Boulevard, where your ride gets dialed in right.
Want to stretch that dollar? Taylor Doll here to help save you money with the Money Pages magazine and app. Trying to figure out dinner? Money Pages has deals at your favorite local restaurants. Need auto repairs or an oil change? Money Pages has coupons to help you save. Looking to do some home improvement projects? Money Pages has deals on everything home, from AC repair and plumbing to flooring and painting. Check your mailbox for Money Pages today and download the app for savings on the go.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focus, fueled, fearless, Farah. Now, the Monahan's golden moment. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach, your local family jewelers.
Defense wins championships, right? Yeah. Well, today the Jaguars' defense was lights out, no doubt about it. 3 interceptions, couple of pass breakups. Really dominant today. Short yardage work, red zone work, primarily end zone work. Interceptions today, Antonio Johnson. He did pick off Trevor Lawrence. It should be noted that if it was a game, he would have been sacked. He never would have thrown the ball. Trayvon Walker was able to run right around Walker Little. Also interceptions today by Eric Murray and Jarian Jones. Those came from Nick Mullins. Couple of pass breakups today. 2 by Branson Combs, 1 by Jarian Jones. Combs broke up a play at the end zone, right at the line, on a ball to DJ Dallas. And then the most impressive play of camp, not of camp, but of today's training camp practice. He turned and he ran with Parker Washington for 25, 30 yards and was able to break up a ball. Okay? And just imagine that if it's Cleveland or anyone else when the Jaguars play and, you know, they're in a 3 wide receiver set and you have Thomas and Myers on the outside, and let's say it's Parker in the slot, or regardless of what the situation is, you match up Parker Washington against an outside linebacker, you really like your chances. Right? I mean, most times you're going to square up against the nickel back, or you're going to square up maybe against a safety. Well, in this situation, he's going against Branson Combs, an outside linebacker. Kid turned and ran, made the play. So I'm starting to begin the hype on him just a little bit. And I'm still a big fan of Ventrell Miller. I think Ventrell Miller's better against the run. I really believe that. And he's been decent in coverage, but Branson Combs doing some good things. No doubt about that. It's crazy outside right now, man. Now it's like, what, Rainbow City? I bet you there's a lot of rainbows flying over Duval right now. That's just my guess.
That was genuinely insane.
Yeah.
How close that one lightning bolt was. Like, so much so that one of the other, like, show's producers ran down the hall to be like, did you see that? And we were both like, what was that?
Where I live in Bartram Springs, has some of the most incredible, just the angle of the view of the sunset is unlike anything I've ever seen before. Now, granted, I've lived there for 20 years, and I just think if you're in other parts of the city or whatever, maybe you're looking at it a tad bit differently. I don't know. But I see it driving home, and I can see the sun and all of that. But for one reason or another, when you take that big right, and let me remind you people, coming off Phillips Highway to Racetrack, there's 2 lanes. Yield does not mean stop, okay? And as a matter of fact, I don't even think there's a yield there before the train tracks. And you can be driving a huge truck like mine, okay? The beautiful Key GMC Sierra, and you can have a little, what are those little one-person cars called? Those tiny little ones that you don't put one person in. It's got like no back seat or nothing.
Like a smart car?
Yeah, they're blowing. I don't know. They're blowing trucks off the road.
There's a car called a P50 Peel that is quite literally just like a motorcycle with a chair, with a lawn chair on it.
Let me describe this to you. It'd be like being in Africa, and there's a herd of elephants, and all of a sudden you drop a black mamba right in the middle of it. What are you going to get? You're going to get scattered elephants. That's the way it is going down Phillips. You take the right on Racetrack, and I don't care. You could be in a tank, okay? And you're going to give way to the people coming in the other lane. They got a whole lane. And it's one thing if you're visiting. I get it, I guess. But if you live there and you take that route like every day and you still don't understand that you can continue with that. Anyway, the sunset when you go down Racetrack from Phillips is just unbelievable. 36.89 Ballou. Do they have any equity to make a trade for a linebacker? Yes, they do. And, you know, I think Chuma Edoga is the guy you could get something for. And, you know, I would think maybe a 7th-round pick. I don't know if you can get him for a player. Walker Little, if they elected to go in a different direction and go younger on that offensive line, again, they'd have to eat some big-time dead money. And that's, a wealthy contract. That's probably all I would have. I don't see a surprise, anywhere. Let me throw a name out. If it was a surprise. Eric Murray. Don't think it's going to happen. Okay. But I'm just trying to create a little something. If they said, Antonio Johnson is here, Caleb Ransaw is the future. You've got Husky, you got Ray Lane. Maybe they have their eyes on another safety that they can get off the waiver wire or whatever. This is absolutely the final year for Eric Murray. Another school of thought, some may say with a tiny percentage, would be Ezra Cleveland. I don't buy it. But could you go with the youthful guards, the rookie guard, and Pregnon right out of the gate? So, not a great deal, okay? But you're on to something. I would not be surprised at all, especially with the compensatory picks that Jacksonville has this year, if they make a move. Now, my guess would be they're going to add either an interior defensive lineman or an edge in the month of August. Will they make a deal before the trade deadline like they did a year ago with Jacoby Myers? I think there's a real chance that could happen. That's a good question. Let's see here. I don't want to get into that stuff. 0307. Hello, it's me. And I want to agree with Rhino Howard and Parker. Actually might be the best, but I got to call Trevor the best player on the team. I think we might forget about how much of a baller this dude has been and can be. Well, the best part of what you said are the last 2 words. Can be. He's got to be. He's got to show consistency. And he's had a career that has been mistake-filled. He's got to limit those mistakes. You're not going to completely get away from it, right? He's got to put together game after game after game after game. Now, he's improved in a lot of ways. He was part of that first series coma that this franchise has been a part of forever, of going 3 and out as soon as they get the ball. Last year, they picked up yardage. Last year, they were able to grab points in the first quarter. Several times picked up points in their very first possession. I think he's going to have a huge year. I do. I mean, I'm projecting that Trevor Lawrence has a quarterback passer rating of over 100. And I think they're going to improve in so many categories. Hey, Rick, you're putting one too many rows on row 4634. I don't think I am. I keep saying Rook, row, right? That's what I keep. We sang a song on it last night. Oh, row. Oh, row. Oh, row. I mean,
it's four. It's 4 rows.
I don't get it. I don't get it. 80-84, Ballou, who wins this year's game? Florida State of Florida. I'm laughing because who in the hell knows what's going to happen on that Friday? I mean, you talk about trying to project the Jaguars' offensive line. Who are the quarterbacks going to be for these two teams the final week of November? Right? I mean, I don't even know what to tell you at this particular point. Florida has more talent. No one's going to argue with that. Both teams are coming off, just awful seasons. What, 5-7 for the Noles, 4-8 for the Gators. Gators make another coaching change. Florida State is really on the cusp of making a coaching change. If things don't, change dramatically, we'll see. 1383 Ballou. Speaking of getting bigger, anyone seen Travis Kelce lately? Now that's my type of bigger. Right? I mean, that's a dad bod. That's saying the days of the vigorous conditioning and time spent in the weight room, that's done. I mean, them days are over. This is what you picked. This is what you married. This is what you got. And it's only going to get worse. I think it's absolutely his final year. We know that Aaron Rodgers, his final year. I'm not going to get into the Fauci stuff because it's not made for this. But what he said to ESPN involved with Diana Rossini is so spot on. It's what I've been saying forever, but so many members of the media are scared to say it. She has the vote for the MVP. She has the vote for the coach of the year, okay? And they won't release that ballot. There's a lot of situations, contractually speaking, where if you win coach of the year, there may be a $500,000 bonus. Who knows what it may be? And it's points that's added up. Obviously, she voted for Mike Vrabel to win it, and that's okay. But I want to see 2, 3, I think it's only the top 3, not the top 5. Voters all had Liam Cohen and Ben Johnson on that list. If she conveniently did not vote for those two to protect Mike Vrabel, that is appalling to take advantage of a vote in that way and totally disrespect the process.
Especially, I mean, so that her boyfriend, I guess, can get a bonus check. Like he could pay for a summer house or a vacation to Arizona.
That's not a boyfriend. That's a seasonal mattress.
Transactional.
Right.
The fun part for me has been Because you now are having other players come out and be like, Aaron Rodgers was right. Why did they stop him from talking? And that was the part watching that video where they were like, get back into the politics. Get back into or I don't even know if it's politics, but get back into that stuff.
Right.
We don't want to talk Rossini. It's like, that is so, you're being so obvious. It's so obvious.
It is. And it's been, you know, I don't have time to get into this right now, but the favoritism in the media has really been shocking as of late. The way the situation was in San Francisco, how they buried that story with Coach Shanahan, okay? And Adam Schefter coming out saying he's friends and this and that, and some guy on the beat out there, longtime writer, was aware of it but didn't really go digging. The protection of Diana Rossini, to me, just makes very little sense. And then you look at similar situations. Look at how everyone's pounding Tony Romo, okay? I mean, just destroying this guy, Tony Romo. And, you know, I'm not a Tony Romo fan. I'm not. But he's getting absolutely plowed over by the media. What he did was wrong. Open container, driving under the influence. I talk about that all the time. Okay. But look at the Rossini deal. Not one of these individuals even talked about that particular story. So I thought it was great. I've never been an Aaron Rodgers guy, but what he said to ESPN, I'm not even talking about the Fauci deal. I'm talking about what I'm really interested in here, and that was his opinion on Diana Rossini. And I don't watch any of that stuff with McAfee, but I do see clips that become available that, you know, pass through Twitter or whatever. That is the most uncomfortable I have ever seen him in anything that has come my way.
His entire staff simultaneously being like, well, we don't need to talk about this. We don't need to talk about this. And him looking, like McAfee looking around like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? What do I do?
Yeah.
Like, he is not a seasoned actual, like, broadcaster. He doesn't know how to do, like, no, we'll hit that a little bit later. Let's transition back to, no, he was sitting there, looked like he had just seen a ghost.
Yeah. 5 years ago, I really thought Tom Brady would go away. I was totally wrong. I've always thought that Aaron Rodgers would just go away. And he's kind of got that personality where he likes his privacy. And, you know, I wonder now, is Aaron, not, he doesn't need the money, but guys get bored in their post-playing days. I mean, what's he going to do? I can't see him being a coach. Maybe broadcasting is his way of the future, whether he's a game day analyst or he's on a broadcast or it's a podcast, whatever. I mean, I gained a lot of respect for him calling out ESPN on the Rossini situation. To me, that was absolutely fantastic.
Streaming live from the XL Digital Studios. Polished by Harbor Dental Care, official dental partner of the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp.
Hey, it's Brent with Arcosa Crushed Concrete. If you've got concrete or asphalt rubble on your site, let me buy it from you, and I will recycle it into construction material for your future projects. Arcosa Crushed Concrete. Get paid for what you don't need.
Rick Ballou for Coy Dental. That's right, Carlson Dental is now Coy Dental. Dr. Lee has been practicing there for 9 years, has purchased the company. The Coy Dental team still has the same great dentists and staff. And remember, if you get nervous visiting a dentist, don't. There's never a problem at Coy Dental. With light sedation for cleaning, then deep sedation for all your restorative needs. Coy Dental, located in Bartram Park.
Jeff Prosser here for Julington Creek Pest Control. Is your lawn struggling this summer? Brown spots, insects, weeds, lawn disease. They can quickly take over when your lawn isn't getting the right care. Julington Creek Pest Control provides a complete lawn care program featuring premium granular fertilizer, not cheap liquid shortcuts, plus general pest and termite protection. Give your lawn the care it deserves. Julington Creek Pest Control. Our family serving yours since 1984.
When it comes to orthopedic care, experience matters, and teamwork matters even more. At Orthopedic Specialists of Jacksonville, our fellowship-trained specialists work together to treat a full range of conditions, from knees and shoulders to spine, sports injuries, and joint replacement. You'll be guided by the right specialist for your needs, with coordinated care and personalized treatment plans designed for better outcomes. Smarter care, faster access, trusted expertise. Orthopedic Specialists of Jacksonville.
What Jacksonville Jaguars player has scored the most touchdowns?
Southern Oak Insurance is proud to continue offering coverage statewide. Financial stability makes Southern Oak Insurance a wise choice for your homeowner's insurance needs. Log on to southernoak.com.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
With 81 touchdowns scored in his career, Maurice Jones-Drew is the all-time touchdown leader for the Jaguars. Fred Taylor is second with 70.
Southern Oak Insurance. Need or want cash? Beaches Jewelry and Pawn has cash available. Ready to buy guitars, surfboards, jewelry, firearms, tools, and especially gold. They need it all, selling or pawning. Get cash on the spot at Beaches Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach.
Hey, it's Greg from 1010XL, and now that football season's finally here, maybe it's time for a fresh start for more than just your favorite team. You know, 11 weeks ago, I started the Awaken 180 weight loss program, and today I'm down 43 pounds. That's almost 4 pounds a week. No injections, no meds, no supplements, just real food, a simple plan, and a dedicated coach who keeps me accountable by phone each week. Honestly, Awaken 180's changed my life, my clothes, my family. We're all making better food choices together. I regret waiting years to do this because I always had another excuse. So here's my challenge to the 1010XL listeners. Kick off this football season by investing in yourself. You've got a team behind you at Awaken 180, and if I can lose 43 pounds in 11 weeks, imagine where you could be by the holidays. Don't wait until next year or next month. Schedule your consultation call now at awaken180weightloss.com.
You know, it's funny. Most of us don't think about our water heater until it's too late. So here's a little bonus from our friends at Duck Duck Rooter. During August, when you schedule any plumbing service, they'll include a free water heater inspection while they're already at your home. No pressure, no gimmicks, just honest advice from a company that's built its reputation on doing things the right way. That's the Duck Duck standard. When you're stuck, call Duck Duck Rooter, 904-862-6769 or duckduckrooter.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnik. Nimnik Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnik Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
This guy's driving here, so he just threw out 738. Did you see your low or overall rating? It's on Madden.
For the Jaguars?
I don't know.
No, I heard Prosser talking about that this morning. Now,
I thought he was talking about me in this show. I was getting ready to come through the computer.
I would love for this program, this radio station, to be on Madden. No, I heard Prosser talking about that this morning. I was driving down. So apparently, and again, I'm kind of out of the video game world, although I'm going to have to get back in because I got a 7-year-old now. He's starting to talk about like Nintendo Switches and stuff, and I don't know what he's talking about. Jared's going to have to help me with that. Apparently, Madden last year had the Jaguars as like team 18 of 32. Then they win 13 games, win a division title. This year, apparently, they have them team 28 out of 32.
Really?
How do they fall 10 spots after winning
idea.
13 games last year?
I've never played Madden. I don't think I've played a video game since Atari.
Wow. Not even Nintendo, huh?
Nope.
Yeah.
Never. I've never did the video games, and I'm so glad I did not because I know it is addicting. And, you know, I had roommates very late. Actually, I already graduated from Florida State. This was when I was tending bar at Doc's. We closed the bar, get out of there at 3 o'clock in the morning. These guys would stay up until 5 in the morning playing these video games. Like, you've got to be kidding me. So I never really did even in the days of the old what was it called? Pac-Man and those machines that you get at a bowling alley, whatever. I never got into it.
I retired after PlayStation 2. I've seen PlayStation 5s now, and you got to do this password and that password and become a member of this and a member of that. You can play people from all over the world. I just like the days of putting the cartridge in and playing the video game. But those days have come and gone.
No doubt about it. All right, what do you think today? Defense dominated.
Yeah, defense was good. Offense was bad, right? I mean, I don't know if it was the steel curtain defense out there as much as it was. I think the offense just had a pretty bad day overall.
Yeah. And maybe they got it out of their system. I mean, it's been a good camp for the offense, but the defense today, just all over the place. Again, this is a faster team. You can see it, and certainly in coverage today, they were making a difference. All right, what do you got coming up tonight?
Yeah, linebacker Ventrell Miller. I think he's in maybe the most interesting competition in camp alongside Branson Combs to figure out who's going to replace Devin Lloyd. So I got Ventrell Miller tonight. Also, the head coach, Dave Campo, will join me, talk a little training camp with Campo. And the Gators open fall practice tomorrow down in Gainesville. We'll do a little Gator talk tonight as well.
There you go. Hacker, have a fun show.
Thanks, Rick.
All right, that's going to do it for us. The Jaguars are off tomorrow. All right, so we'll have plenty to do tomorrow night. No question about it, 6 to 8. We'll talk with John Osher, among others. Also have a few things I want to throw out. Got some really good questions tonight that I didn't get an opportunity to get to. I've actually taken a still photo of them, and I'm going to get to them tomorrow. That is how important you are to us here at Into the Night. We don't delete and move on. Hell no. I may start with this right at 6 o'clock. That's how I actually feel about you. I also may not. We'll have to see. All right, that's going to do it. Thank you so much, Ryan O'Halloran. Thank you so much as well, Brenton Strange, Jared Justice, our producer. I am Rick Ballou. Drive safe. Have a great night.